Okay, one of the first things I want to talk about is the size. As you can see, the Eleglide stands out in the size. Here we have Geekbuying S1, we have iEasyWay, and we have the Xiaomi M365. And especially when we talk about the size of the deck, obviously Eleglide has the biggest deck. iEasyWay was an upgrade from M365 in the deck size. You can see there is much more space to stand on, but this is just gigantic. And the same with the handlebar width. If you take a look how wide are the handlebars, you can also see the difference. Now, why it's important to talk about the size? Because size matters. So if you got for your girlfriend or your wife a little white cute scooter, maybe it's not big enough. Maybe you need to consider the big black one. Anyways, the bigger scooter is always providing more comfort. The longer wheelbase, which apparently is also a fact, will provide you more comfort on the bumps when you ride and so on. So the only thing that we need to then take a look is how small it becomes when we fold it, because I'm going to take my scooter for a ride and I need to fit it into my car. For the matter of fact, let's take a look at the size of the wheels as well. The 10-inch tires are just massive compared to any other scooters. And this is the size when you fold them. So what you can do with Geekbuying S1, you can turn the handlebar sideways. And this is the smallest size that you can get to. So I don't see that much of a difference, when the bigger scooter as of a sudden becomes almost the smallest one. So I could easily place couple of those here, or maybe 3 or 4. Probably Geekbuying S1 is the one that will fold into the smallest one, because it also has the collapsible handlebars. But believe me, the riding comfort on this scooter is on Eleglide is much better than on Geekbuying S1. Let's talk about the speed. So the speedometer shows 25 kilometers per hour, but if I check my watch right now on the GPS, it says 22 kilometers per hour. As I have tried the scooter now for multiple days in different conditions, I can confirm that 22 kilometers per hour is the maximum GPS speed you will achieve. It's actually pretty good maintaining that speed going against a strong wind or up small slopes, so you can expect this speed to be consistent even when the battery levels go down. I have also tried exploring different opportunities of how to increase this maximum speed, because it's definitely limited by controller, as the scooter has pretty powerful 400 watt motor and 12.5 amp hour 10S battery pack. In my experience with setup like this, you could at least reach 30 kilometers per hour with my body weight of 90 kilograms. If you're weighing around 60-70 kilograms, you should achieve even more maximum speed. As you can see right here, my battery voltage is around 34.9 or 35 volts. And this is why, while I like the colorful LCD displays and their battery bars, I really love that Eleglide installed the actual voltmeter to see the actual voltage. Here's the thing. You can see that it's half of the battery left, even when I accelerate, but you can also see when I accelerate it's only 33 volts left. Now if you take a look at this chart, you will see that even 35 volts, depending on which cells are used in the battery pack, can mean that it's a zero capacity left or up to 20% of capacity left. In other words, all the LCD displays with the battery bars are inaccurate, and voltmeter will just always tell you how much of the battery is left for your ride. I got to the 35 volts after riding for 25 kilometers all the way full speed, 22 kilometers per hour on a very windy day, meaning some periods I was riding against very strong wind, and on some occasions I was pushed a bit by the wind as well. This gives me confidence that I can ride up to 25 kilometers with no problems on this scooter in different conditions, and I'm a heavy rider of 90 kilograms, so this is the reliable range you can achieve, and if you're a lighter rider, probably you're looking into 30-35 kilometers. The manual claims the scooter can go up to 45 kilometers, but they also say that their speed was limited to 20 kilometers per hour, it's a flat road, there is no wind, and the rider is 70 kilograms of weight. This scooter has been sent to me for a review by Geekbuying.com. Thank you Geekbuying for sponsoring today's video. Geekbuying is the place where I purchased some of my first electrical scooters, and I still buy some electronics from them today just because they have warehouses closer to where I live, and overall they offer pretty good service. Now, Geekbuying has a range of different scooters you can pick up from, but one brand, Eleglide, is quite new to electrical scooter world, and this brand is coming from Geekbuying themselves. They were looking into S1 Plus, which comes for a price of 360 euros. If you scroll down to the comments of this video below, in the first pinned comment you will see a coupon where you can get even further discount for both S1 Plus and the S1. Now, if we compare different scooters and their prices and pay specific attention to S1 Plus, the price of 360 euros is actually cheaper than Xiaomi M365 One S. The question is, what about the build quality? Is it decent, is it good, or is it bad? Let's take a closer look. Right off the start, I can tell that all the materials, both metals and plastics, look of a good quality. The same I can say about all the cables and the buttons, the ergonomical grip handles, all the levers that I installed on the bike. All in all the materials and attention to detail provides a sense of a quality scooter. Let's take a look under the hood. Battery is not fixed by the screws. I don't know what is this thing doing, and there are these foam pieces that don't allow it to move. It's actually quite stable in there. Cable management is okay. I think there is a bit more space left if you really want to install a bigger battery pack. So this is a 10S pack. You can probably go 12S, no problem, still fitting the same controller. Or if you want to install a bigger controller or something like that, so plenty of space. Now the cover of the battery pack is like this, so it goes on the top of here and here. So while there is also no sealant in there and no sealant in the gaps here, it's easy to add sealant and actually waterproof decently the battery compartment. That's a really easy modification anyone can do, and a manufacturer could do as well. So right here, this front plastic cover, there is no sealant anywhere here on the seals. Also at the place where the cables enter, there is no sealant at all. So meaning if you go in a very strong rain, you will most likely get some water into the battery compartment right here inside. So the battery compartment is easy to add sealant and make it watertight. The things I don't know if they are watertight, that's the LCD display, the voltmeter, the front and the rear headlights. These are the typical places where the water gets in and damages your scooter. I believe that this scooter is rideable in a light rain, but if it's pouring down, I would really not recommend going for a long trip on this scooter unless you modify and seal everything up. A few things that worry me the most. First of all, it was the folding mechanism. It's the easiest to operate folding mechanism I have ever seen on an electrical scooter. It's so easy to fold and unfold it. But when you unfold it, and if you're not standing on the scooter, it's really shaky. I was terrified of that. I thought when I go riding, it will be shaking all the way around. But the reality was different. As soon as you put the weight on the scooter, so when you stand on it, it stops shaking. The weight presses down on the folding mechanism, and that's all right. Even going through different bumps like railroad tracks and so on, it wasn't shaking probably at all, maybe a little bit. Anyways, this is a point for improvement for the manufacturer. The second thing is the front suspension. If you are not new to my channel, you know that I don't like these simple, oversimplified front suspensions and back suspensions, which are just basically a spring, because they do nothing. Normally, when you just stand on the scooter, it compresses, and when you ride, you can't really tell the difference if the suspension is here or not. And normally, the only way you can tell the difference is when the suspension is making crazy noise when going through the bumps. So this is made well in a way that it does not create any noise. Does it do any job? I doubt that. Probably this is part of the marketing. You know, when you install the suspension, more people are more likely to buy the scooter than when it is without one. I don't need those suspensions. I doubt they do anything good for the scooter. Furthermore, these humongous tires are giving all the comfort you need, and you will barely notice the difference with the suspension or without it. And the last but not least thing are the handles. Normally when you have the folding handles, they are a little bit shaky. If you're riding without hands or you have one hand off the scooter, they will be shaking when you're going on not even road and creating this little bit of rattling noise. Whenever you put your hand on the scooter, they are not shaking anymore and you can't hear anything. So not a big deal, but something for you to know. One more technicality to talk about is the secret parameter menu. If you press the mode button and keep it pressed down and you hold it together with on-off button, you will enter this menu where you can change certain parameters. So we can see that parameter number 2 is actually changing the miles to kilometers or the vice versa. When you have chosen whatever setting you want, you press on the mode and hold it and it will be saved. Then pressing the on-off button, you will get to the next one, which is parameter number 4. And we see parameter number 6. Parameter number 6, that's the tire size. We have 10-inch tires and it's entered correctly right here. If you need to change it, you just press mode once and it will start going up or down. And again, you just need to press and hold the mode to save the parameter. Parameter number 7, that's the number of magnets in your motor, and that's used to define the speed. Normally it's set on 30. I set it on 34 because I figured out that that shows the most accurate GPS speed. Right now on the screen you can see all the parameters that I have figured out what do they mean, or that I figure out that I don't know what they mean. On other electrical scooters, parameter number 8 is used for limiting speed. Unfortunately, it's not accessible on this scooter, and I believe that it's routed down in the controller. So here you go. This is what I have figured out with the hidden parameter menu. One more little thing to mention, I love these buttons. So this one is to turn the headlight on and off, and this one is for the honk, which is a fantastic honk. I really like that. Another fantastic thing about the scooter, which I can't show you in the manual or even it's hard to show in the video, is overall ride quality and comfort. I believe it begins with those wide 10-inch tires that are inflatable and they absorb all the bumps. Also the long wheelbase goes over small bumps, grass and things like that easily without any problems. Comfortable handle grips, wide and long deck that allows you to change your feet position in any way you like, wide handlebars that allow you to ride easily with one hand, and overall stable build that allows you to ride the scooter even without hands, all comes together into one solid and nice riding experience. I really enjoyed riding this scooter. It can be ridden by adult or a child due to adjustable height handlebars, so if there is one thing that stands out on this scooter is the overall comfort of the ride. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of this scooter. My final verdict for a question, would I recommend to buy this scooter, is yes, because the price and quality ratio is really good. You will get a fantastically big scooter that looks just a little bit like a motorcycle, or or a more serious toy with the keys and these buttons to turn the lights on and the honk. And it has a very comfortable ride quality. So unless you're hunting for the fastest scooter on the market, this could be a really good one to bring you to your workplace and back home. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your likes, comments, and subscriptions. That helps to grow our channel. Thanks Geekbuying for sponsoring this video, and we see you in the next one.